Welcome everyone to our sixth and final round of the Gym Challenge League Cup BBQ finale here at Griffith Park, California. I am Sis Coronel, that is Dennis Geisler. We have our round 6 final pairing. It's going to be a battle of two undefeated trainers and a battle for the #1 overall seed in Top Cut. Keaunu Inosanto and Raghav Malaviya.
Yeah, two really great players. I mean, you have to be really great to be at 5-0 at this point in a cup this stacked. I mean, we have a couple people here who are absolutely heading to the World Championships in a couple months, and I mean, this is the super high-level tournament, so already really great players here.
And a glitched camera still, so let's go ahead.
Yeah, that's not Keaunu.
All right, let's go over the teams. Keaunu is perspective here with Karak Shadow Rider Zamazenta, with Shanpao, Ogrepon Heartflame, Ragey Bolt, and Whimsicott. Raghav on Miraidon, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Grimmsnarl, and Calyrex Ice Rider.
Yeah, it's two of the most common archetypes, honestly, of teams. I think at Bologna, and I think even at Portland, those are the two most common restricted pairings, the CSR Zama and the Miraidon CIR. And then around that, I mean, Keaunu, you usually see a lot more of the, like, Fire, Water, Grass, multi-fake out, defensive stuff around the CSR Zama. And around the Miraidon CIR, you usually see a lot more other stuff to kind of support that. The Grimmsnarl makes sense, although it's kind of flipped here.
Yeah, I was about to point out, this is Keaunu. Keaunu,
it's a really offensive
he made his name really known once he broke out in Indianapolis last year with Zamazenta, and is still, on his team for a good reason. Miraidon and Grimmsnarl are going to be the leads for Raghav. Keaunu leads his tried and true lead of Shanpao Zamazenta.
Yeah, I mean, this lead just does so much damage, and I mean, it does give Raghav an opportunity to click Reflect, which is convenient at the very least, but I mean, you're still taking a ton of damage against this, and there's priority, and there's super effective damage. You have to worry about potentially an Ice Spinner. Like, there is a lot that Keaunu is able to put down right now.
Yeah, especially with a Reflect coming in here. And I'd like to point out a little technical error. That is a light clay on the Grimmsnarl and not a Rocky helmet.
I was about to ask, actually, but...
And the Reflect is actually going to help the Miraidon take the Ice Spinner pretty well, but the Electric Terrain is just going to go away. See what Miraidon does now. Volt switches into the Zamazenta. It's... okay, not doing a whole lot of damage. I just know that the Assault Vest it's holding.
Yeah, it is not Assault Vest. It is actually Cover Cloak.
Oh, so okay. Well, I guess that's sorted out now.
It's still the same reasoning for not taking that much damage, but
it's still the same reasoning because it didn't boost damage output. But now Calyrex comes in.
How much damage is it going to
Heavy
take?
Slam's going to come in. The Grimmsnarl doesn't knock it out in one hit, and now Raghav might be in a good position to use that Ice Rider in the screens. Just depends on how Keaunu wants to tackle this information, because, well, you can knock out the Grimmsnarl whenever you want, but Calyrex is going to be a much harder discussion.
Yeah, Reflect is up, so it's not a bad time for Grimmsnarl to try to go for either an attacking move or the Thunder Wave, potentially. Just mostly a question of whether Raghav wants to get super aggressive this turn, potentially go for a Trick Room. Really a lot of options here.
There's the light screen now,
That's interesting.
So it's going to reduce the damage output from a Keaunu special type attacker, then taunt from this Shanpao, goes into the Calyrex Ice Rider to prevent its usage of Trick Room, because, Keaunu doesn't want either of these Pokemon to, be lower speed, and Body Vest does about, under half there, thanks to the Sword of Ruin and the defensiveness of the god. Ooh. Glacial Lance in return doesn't do much of anything, but it gets around the taunt.
Gets around the taunt, but at the same time, I think that Keaunu is perfectly happy with that. You can see Shanpao eats that, which you do not usually say about Shanpao.
It's ice
taking
versus
an
ice,
attack.
though. So.
Yeah, it's a resisted hit. It's a spread move. This is
and Sword of Ruin doesn't affect Shanpao itself.
Yeah, it doesn't affect Shanpao itself. It's probably not a super offensive Calyrex, but...
And here is a Terrestrial in front of this Calyrex Ice Rider to a Fairy type to resist the attack of Body Press, but you don't worry about Heavy Slam.
Like, Heavy Slam's still super effective, but yeah, you get the Thunder Wave off, which is nice.
I mean, Heavy Slam's super effective, but I think Calyrex is pretty heavy.
Calyrex is pretty heavy, so it will take a little bit less damage, but it's still going to take some real damage.
And then our Ice Spinner goes into the Calyrex Ice Rider. I guess the other half this time around, And Zamazenta can't follow up with an attack.
That is tough.
Calyrex has to attack here, and there's another Glacial Lance. Does he have critical hits anywhere? No.
He'll still take those 2 hits, but that is really tough for Keaunu because you would imagine any attack there would have been pretty nice for Zamazenta. And just a question, you still have the opportunity to wide guard with Zamazenta at any point, but you're not really doing a lot of damage to Calyrex at that if you're going for that. Leaving the Grimmsnarl out here is honestly fine just because, like, it can't Thunder Wave the Chien-Pao because of Prankster. It already has Reflect and Light Screen up, so it's not doing anything more with that.
Okay, yeah, Calyrex is going to be out of here, and what comes in its place? It's an Incineroar for Raghav's final Pokemon of game number 1, and Intimidate is going to come to Chien-Pao. Maybe the Zamazenta if it goes for another Heavy Slam.
Yeah. Yeah, not a bad time for
then our Ice Spinner goes into the Incineroar. Woo. Not doing a whole lot of damage, and it takes a lot more back from that Rocky helmet than it did. Body Press doubles Incineroar, barely missed the KO.
That's still really good damage on the Incineroar, though.
Spirit Break, though, will knock out Chien-Pao, sort of ruins now gone.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think the Chien-Pao basically got the job done. It did a big chunk to Miraidon, did a solid chunk. I mean, there's nothing that Raghav has left that's, like, good HP, and now...
Shadow now.
Yeah, and
with 2 very low HP Pokemon, it's staring now with the Astro Barrage.
Well, and not only 2 very low HP Pokemon here, but 2 very low HP Pokemon in the back as well. Not extremely low HP, but...
I think Miraidon's still at full.
Miraidon took a hit, didn't it? Am I crazy? It took an Ice Spinner.
Yeah, it took an Ice... Oh, yeah, it took an Ice Spinner.
Yeah.
Hold on, yeah.
So, yeah, there's nothing that will take a +2
afterwards.
Astral at this point, so
see what comes in here. Miraidon comes in here, says, hoping for the fact that if Miraidon can take a Astral Barrage, and then it prevents one Grimnade from proccing on the Shadow Rider, but it protects.
Yeah, with Light Screen up,
I think if they're taking for the Thunder Wave, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, probably trying to
okay, Double Click comes out. So what did the Grimmsnarl do? Did it focus the Thunder Wave on the Calyrex Ice Shadow Rider? No, it's Spirit Breaks the Shadow Rider.
That's interesting. I think that the thing that because the Thunder Wave is still a concern. I don't really know what you do about that at this point if you're Keaunu, other than just trying to switch around it a little bit. Because at this point, if the CSR comes in clean,
I mean, there's the Terra Dark.
There's your answer. I didn't read the team sheet closely enough.
I mean, we didn't have to until Keaunu took the puck resolution on his own turn, which is going to be that Dark Terra. Weak to Spirit Break, but I don't think it minds it if it knocks it out before.
Yeah, and I didn't even notice beforehand that it is the Light Orb Shadow Rider. No way this doesn't KO.
I guess both of them, yeah.
There's no way Light Orb doesn't pick up both these KOs, even with Light Screen up.
All right, there's both Grimmsnarl and Miraidon fainting before everyone. And Zamazenta not going to matter this turn, but that's for fun. Does it get paralyzed after the Life Orb chip? And the answer is no.
Yeah, I think we can call that a game 1 right there. Because, well, no, there's still a half route back into it for Raghav.
Okay, I'd like to hear that out from you then.
We'll see how this plays out. It's not a...
What's the route back in? I'm struggling to see it. Unless it's a Trick Room specifically.
Yeah, it's Trick Room related. I don't think there's much of a way back into it. No, I can totally see it. It's RNG reliant, but...
Pretty sure it's going to have to be fake out into the Calyrex, and then maybe you just launch the Trick Room on Calyrex and then hope for the best?
Yeah, that's the fake out into Calyrex.
And I think the RNG part you're talking about is if the Zamazenta is paralyzed.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, so it's fake out into Calyrex, and then it flinches. Zamazenta is full parried, and then you get the Trick Room on the Calyrex. Or even just so you get the Trick Room on the Calyrex. So now the Calyrex is the fastest thing on the field. Does it actually KO the other Calyrex? Does CIR actually KO CSR right now? And also, does it matter depending on what else is on the field? And also you have the Wide Guard available right now.
Yeah,
and so you still need the Protect.
I mean, if you go for the Wide Guard, then can Raghav just launch Elite? Like, potentially Elite or a single target attack, like high horsepower should it have it? We don't know about this.
No, because if you don't use Glacial Lance, you just lose to Astral.
time to see it. That's actually the case. As we see the white guard come out, it is Glacial Lance. Not going to do much of anything.
Yeah.
And now this Incineroar has to follow up, but I'm not sure where it follows.
Incineroar, Flare Blitz into Shadow Rider.
Yeah, it is a Flare Blitz.
Is it KO?
No. Does it burn?
I
No.
mean, it doesn't matter if
And it
burns
gets
or
KO'd.
not, this game's over. I mean, I Raghav definitely found the one plausible out, but I think it required a two turns of paralysis from Zama after already having a turn of para.
Yeah, there goes
earlier
Power
on.
X. And that's knocked out. Keaunu Inosanto wins game number 1. A little bit of a crisis there towards the end of the game, but it was thankfully averted.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot that needed to go wrong for Keaunu, and that was after a para on the Zamazenta earlier on. Like, Keaunu definitely had control of that game pretty much the entire time.
And now I hear Raghav. Oh, what exactly went wrong? Where like, I'm trying to pinpoint this. Like, I think you took too much damage early, and then like because Champao and Zamazenta were able to stay on the field for as long as they were, it allowed the route for Kalar Shadow Rider to clean up the game to be quite easy, especially after the Champao got the taunts off initially.
Yeah, the big thing is that Incineroar got lit up by Body Press, which put Keaunu in a fantastic position to say, oh, hey, I have CSR now, and I win the game. If Incineroar doesn't get hit by Body Press that hard, then there's certainly a way into it for Raghav, where you're not having to rely around kind of a weird endgame scenario.
And now, when you know that, you change up anything differently, because I mean, the Grimstar did set the screens, did set the paralysis, did give Raghav a way back in the game. It's just, is there any other important piece that could be necessary? I don't think Real Boom comes, I'll be real. There's no way
I
it
don't
does.
think so. I mean, I don't think the 4 were wrong for Raghav. I think it's just in a different order, using different moves, different Terras even. Like, the Terra Fairy CIR didn't accomplish a ton.
I mean, it was supposed to at least mitigate the damage from Body Press, but I think even if
That's
that
the
was
thing,
the case,
is that it was supposed to... It theoretically wanted to bait out a Heavy Slam so that Incineroar could take the field and get a little bit of work done, and it didn't.
I mean, that's why Keanu's a top player nowadays. You
Yeah.
know? Good players make those type of reads.
Yeah, it was a crazy play, but it does mean that there are some routes back into it for Raghav, but Keaunu won that so handedly that we don't even know what the last Pokemon was.
No, not at all. And we're just repeating leads from game 1. Miraidon Grimstar again from Raghav, and Champao Zamazenta again from Keaunu.
I mean, I don't think it was a bad idea to get Sprains up for Raghav. And we know that Chen-Pao is at least the same speed as Miraidon, if not faster. It's probably faster. Most Miraidons are not max speed.
I mean, we did see that the Hadron engine went before the Dauntless Shield came up, but I'm pretty sure it went before the Sword of Ruin got initiated, so it might be slower than Chen-Pao, or it could be a tie.
Yeah, it's either slower than Chen-Pao or it's a tie. We know that much. I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised if Miraidon was spec to be speed tied with Chen-Pao, but that puts it in a weird position where it's like, okay, yeah, you just take...
Yeah, it does reflect.
Just take an Ice Spinner at the beginning of battle.
Does it take it again? Yes,
Yeah.
it will. So, not...
Like, this might just be the same turn 1 again.
It could be, and it probably wouldn't be a bad idea unless it, like, yeah, I was gonna say, unless it goes to the Chen-Pao to break the stats early on, which definitely sounds like a good idea.
I like that play a bit more, because you do put yourself in a little bit better of a spot with the Chen-Pao.
What comes in here? Is it going to be the Calyrex again? No, it's Incineroar.
Okay, and that's good as well, because you weaken the probable heavy slam here.
It's probably
a little
Body Press,
bit.
though.
I mean, it could be Body Press. It was Heavy Slam.
Oh, it's
game
Heavy
one.
Slam. It's
Yeah.
the Grimstar. And just over half. Just over half.
It's still a 2-hit KO, but you put yourself in a little bit of a better spot. The problem is mostly that now you do have Incineroar on the field against the Incineroar on the field against the Zamazenta. It is the biggest threat to the Incineroar. You do have to be a little bit scared of that. Do you Terra really early? Do you do something else? Like, if you Terra, what are you losing out on? Do you switch out the Incineroar to try to cycle Intimidates? Like, there's a lot of danger in this move. And then also, does Chen Rao pick up a KO on Grimmsnarl from this range?
I don't think
Probably
it does.
not.
I don't think so with the Ice Spinner, because like, you're at
yeah,
-1
with
Intimidate.
Reflect up at -1, I don't know.
Yeah, it has to switch out. And here's a new Pokemon from Keaunu. It's Ogerpon Heartflame coming in.
Yeah, it's the possible 4th Mon in the previous game.
And Thunderwave lands onto the from the Grimmsnarl into the Zamazenta, so definitely going to get disrupted here. But will it be disrupted enough for Incineroar to move next? Oh,
No.
well, Zamazenta's not going to move.
That is the third
And-
fairly important.
Okay, where was into the Ogerpon, just under half that it took.
Yeah, Ogerpon will take that, but still, that is a really unfortunate turn of events there. And I mean, it means that there is a possibility for a Thunder Wave into the Ogerpon as well. I mean, at the end of the day, though, the big thing for Keaunu is, like, can you get the Incineroar out of the way to a reasonable degree?
I'm pretty sure you can if Zamazenta gets paralyzed again, or you have to hard switch it back into Miraidon.
Yeah,
more
the big
likely.
issue
Yeah,
is
it's hard
that,
switch
okay,
out.
yeah, so there's the switch here. But also, can you make a lot of progress regardless?
It's Calyrex Ice Rider, so
Okay.
that's all 4 Pokemon from Raghav now revealed.
Makes sense that the Ice Rider was in the back. I think Keaunu might have made a really good read on this, though.
It's going to be a light screen from this Grimmsnarl, so have both screens up, especially for that potential Calyrex Shadow Rider in the back. Ivy Cudgel into the Ice Rider. It's going to not do a lot of damage.
Did
And Body
way
Press into the Calyrex.
Oh, there,
Crit.
crit.
Through it.
I was gonna say if the Ivy Cudgel crit, it would have been really crazy. And no, the Body Press crit, and that will be just as meaningful. Because with the Ice Rider out of the way, it makes again, it's all trying to smooth out the end of the game for Shadow Rider, and it's certainly a lot smoother with Ice Rider out of the way, because now a lot of the damage that can be done to Shadow Rider is out of the way, particularly assuming that Terra is still an option for it.
Both players have it available, and
Yeah.
the thing is, also the comment about the Ivy Cultural damage is that either looked like it was a super defensive Calyrex, or Ogerpon's probably not trained to be as offensive as it usually is. It might be either. I'm not sure which one it
Yeah,
could be, but
and also Porque no los dos.
Miraidon's going to
It's
protect here, so it does show us that it is indeed not Assault Vest on the screen. We did see, I mean, you said it was Cobra Coke, probably it is Cobra Coke. There's Follow Me coming in, redirecting the Thunder Wave. I'm not sure that was the best thing to redirect, but, you know,
Not
it happened.
necessary to do so.
I mean, I guess technically, if it wants to switch out read, but Body Press goes into the Grimmsnarl, knocks it out, and now it's down to Miraidon and Incineroar for Raghav.
I was gonna say, it's not like a bad play by any means for Keaunu. I mean, you get the Grimmsnarl out of the way. Again, just smoothing things out for the CSR to clean up the end of the game.
Doesn't feel impossible. Now Incineroar's probably
Yeah.
the last thing that, if it is indeed to see it, Calyrex Shadow Rider in the back. I mean, we see it on the screen, but like not everyone knows.
It's probably CSR in the bag.
It's just that Incineroar offers fake cut pressure. Both these Pokemon can get paralyzed. Miraidon technically has a way back in the game, but I think you gotta do a little like maneuvering around, trying to not drink your meteor immediately. And there's this Terastallization. I think this is from Raghav. And it's gonna be that Miraidon Terastallizing into that electric type.
Booster damage. I mean, that's important thing number one is you get that damage boost. You lose the weakness to ice whenever that comes back up.
Ooh, someone's such a brace for the paralysis and get that protect.
Yeah. Are they both gonna get it?
Yes, they will.
Okay. Again, the big thing here is like just deal damage to the Incineroar. Which does this go into? Okay. It does matter because it is a contact move, so it would have done
So is
damage
Electro
back to
Drift.
itself through.
It's Flare Blitz too.
Yeah.
And that one goes to the Ogerpon, so Incineroar
Yeah.
takes damage.
It would have mattered in terms of the Electro Drift and for Ogerpon. But now most of the question here, and I don't think with the light play on the Grimmsnarl, I don't think that we're going to get anywhere close to running out the timer on that. But now the thing is, you know that Incineroar, one, you know that the Zamazenta outspeeds the Incineroar. You know that the Miraidon is...
Follow Me comes out, breaks for the paralysis again, so it redirects whatever the Miraidon wanted to do in this turn, which is an Electro Drift, which is just going to be Hadron Engine boosted and Terra boosted. Nothing more out of the ordinary. Does it knock out the Ogerpon though? Yes, it will!
That's totally fine for Keaunu if Zamazenta can break through this pair.
It looks like it's 50-50 in breaking through. Well, another one down. Oh, boy.
Oh.
Another one down, and that's a Flare Blitz at +1 defense.
It might still be fine because
Yeah, it's probably still fine damage. Murado's still in a great position, but it's going to depend on how Keaunu can navigate this. And, yeah, there's a Tower Shadow Rider in the back, but we're going to probably... It's a decision because, like, Xianpao...
the issue
does
is
it
mostly
KO?
just eventually do you... I mean, Chen-Pao certainly picks up the KO on... Well, actually, I don't know if it picks up the KO on Miraidon. Again, it's just a matter of, like, can you win?
Okay, we're
Against
bringing it out.
Inosanto.
This Tower Shadow Rider.
Because it was around... The Miraidon, I believe, was around this range in the last game. When the... when it got hit by the Life Orb... when it got hit by the Life Orb Astral Barrage. And so I think this has to be a pretty similar play here.
And it's going to be a Terra Dark again.
I think it's necessary at this point to Terra Dark just because you're going to get hit with knockoff if you don't. And even if you do, you might get hit with knockoff.
Yeah, there is a translation again from Keaunu. It's going to be like Tower Shadow Rider once again translating the Dark.
I think Raghav really wants to protect Miraidon right here. I think the goal will hopefully be to take hits here.
It's one
okay,
first,
okay.
because that's the barrage. It's going to be just light screen boosted. Miraidon hangs on to a sliver. Takes a bit of HP from that Life Orb, that Tower Ice will. And here's the Electric Drift going into the Tower Shadow Rider. So Inosanto once again is put his fate up to his hands. That's a critical hit into the Tower Ice. I don't think that was necessary.
I don't think it was necessary. Again, okay, I'll say this again. If Zamazenta breaks through Para, this game's over. Keaunu wins.
It does.
Yeah.
So it goes to the Intercenter where data goes.
Because now the Chen-Pao, we've seen it outspeed Miraidon twice. It has the Ice Spinner to guaranteed accuracy it.
Yeah, that's going to do it. And that's going to be the 6-0 perfection in Swiss for Keaunu Inosanto. He's going to be 6-0. He's going to be the #1 overall seed against Raghav Malaviya with a 2-0 victory. Sucker Punch was out. There you go.
The Sucker Punch, just to make sure, even if it is 100% max speed Miraidon, you pick up the KO. But yeah, a great game and a great Swiss stage by Keaunu. Again, it is really not easy to go undefeated against this slate of people. It's probably, in a lot of ways, going undefeated in Swiss stage here is like not unlike doing it at a regional on day one. Just due to the quality of the players here. So, really incredible job there. And now it's just a question of, can he get it done in Top Cut?
Yeah, both of them, both Keaunu and Raghav are going to be able to guarantee themselves Top Cut placements with a 6-0-5-1 record respectively. I'm losing myself in my own words. We're going to see the rest of Top Cut because it's going to be top 8 for our final gym challenge. So once we got those tallied up, we'll get our first top 8 match once we get back to you after this break.